In 2016, a new game exploded onto the scene. Reaching over 30 million players in under a year, Overwatch has quickly become a fan favourite. Overwatch is an online multiplayer first-person shooter game where players take on the role of one of 24 heroes, either attacking or defending various control points or a payload. While fun and exciting, the gameplay isn't necessarily the reason for the game's continued success, but rather the extensive backstory and lore that has been built around the Overwatch universe. Even well before the game's official release, videos were uploaded to the Overwatch YouTube channel that showed not only gameplay but also short films about various characters and the world as a whole. Since then, bonus content has continued to be released, such as more short films, comics, and fictional news reports. The story of Overwatch takes place roughly 60 years in the future, 30 years after many robots, known as Omnics, take it upon themselves to attack all humans. In response to this human-robot war, the United Nations put together a team of soldiers, scientists, adventurers, oddities, in order to combat the Omnics and restore order. This team was called Overwatch, from which of course the game gets its name. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the way the future portrayed in Overwatch reflects our fears and hopes in the present. Immediately, the first thing to talk about is of course robots. Robots are an extremely contemporary fear, with many people scared that robots will take our jobs, or even that they will surpass us in intelligence and decide that humans are no longer needed. In the world of Overwatch, robots, more specifically Omnics, don't just attack humans, but create even more robots themselves, building an army and resulting in an all-out war. Omnics aren't just any robots, but robots capable of free will and with a certain sense of personality. And towards the end of the war, it was discovered that many of these Omnics were actually being controlled. Despite this, Omnics never really had a smooth reintroduction to society, with many humans still distrustful towards them. The Omnics of Overwatch's future function much in the same way we envision robots to function today. Despite their advanced capabilities, they are negated to doing the jobs that humans don't want to do themselves. It is perhaps understandable then that many of these Omnics, and a large amount of human supporters, believe that these high-level robots should have certain rights, such as citizenship and the right to vote. This is an interesting exploration of a feeling many people seem to currently be experiencing, which is fear of the other. In the sense of the Omnics, many people in the world of Overwatch are scared to consider any sort of robot to be their equal and have equal rights, especially considering the history of the human-robot war, even if it was discovered that most Omnics weren't at fault. This also raises a philosophical question as to whether robots can truly be considered equal if they have been manufactured and seemingly don't have any hallmarks of the human experience. In the world of Overwatch, there are, however, some Omnics that believe themselves to have souls. The Shambali were an order of Omnics formed after they had what they believed to be a spiritual awakening. Enlightened, they toured the world led by Takatha Mondada, spreading their message of peace and cooperation. While many Omnics and humans supported this cause, as with any organisation centred around spirituality, it also had its detractors, eventually leading to the assassination of their leader. As is often the case, despite the fact this organisation's main goal has been peace, apparently peace is too controversial. Talk of robots having souls brings me on to another point, which is that of cyborgs. A mix between robot and human, cyborgs are essentially already a reality. From bionic limbs to cochlear implants and pacemakers, humans already are becoming mechanized. This raises similar questions of souls and what truly makes a person. How much robot can you become before you're no longer human? In Overwatch, it seems that cybernetic enhancements aren't uncommon. A particular character that struggled with questions of humanity is Genji. After being critically attacked by his brother, Genji was on the brink of death before being rescued by Overwatch. His body was rebuilt, saving his life, but the result was him becoming more machine than man. Genji hated what he had become and eventually left Overwatch to search for meaning. Genji eventually came across Zenyatta, an Omnic monk that used to belong to the Shambali order that I mentioned earlier. Ironically, Genji was able to reconcile the robot and human parts of himself through an Omnic's teaching. Zenyatta taught Genji that it was his soul that made him human. This is an interesting take on the traditional narrative of a human teaching a robot how to feel, as Overwatch reverses this narrative and rather delves deeper into what truly makes us human. Genji, however, is far from the only character in Overwatch shifting the boundaries of what it means to be human. Sombra is a Mexican hacker who, after her identity is revealed online, decided to upgrade her own body in order to allow her to become the ultimate hacker. Unlike Genji, Sombra chose to become more cybernetic because it gave her an advantage over others. Another character that definitely isn't human is Winston. Winston is a genetically enhanced gorilla who went on to be part of the Overwatch team. Winston has a great admiration for humanity and is often portrayed as one of the most caring characters in the game. Much as we are leaning towards in the present, Overwatch shows a future where questions of humanity seem to be less binary. Its explorations of this topic are reminiscent of Donna Haraway's Cyborg Manifesto, and the way it argues that we shouldn't make such binary distinctions between human and machine and human and animal. Something that doesn't seem to have changed much in Overwatch's future is the ongoing threat of terror and corruption. Null Sector was an organisation that fought for the rights of robots, but their fight turned lethal when they launched an uprising, causing hundreds of deaths. What started out as a worthy cause was soon turned extreme due to the government's ignorance and disregard. The Vishkar Corporation was responsible for a large fire resulting in the loss of many homes, just so they could win a development contract. These are just two of countless examples of the way the world of Overwatch is no more fair or just than our own. Which is why, according to the game, we need heroes. Now, Overwatch presents us with two main types of heroes. First, we have the heroes that follow traditional archetypes, common in, say, a superhero story. Heroes like Soldier 76, who is the military super soldier fallen from grace once his team was disbanded. Or Hanzo, a warrior on a quest to restore his honour. Then we have the second type of hero, the everyday people standing up to injustice in their own way. As a blog post on the Overwatch website puts it, a Chinese environmentalist with a taste of adventure saved a nest of endangered Arctic wildlife from a collapsing glacier using nothing but her own inventions. A musician from Brazil became a hero of his favela when he exposed and destroyed a corporation's exploitive use of local land. A professional gamer turned mech pilot has become a celebrity in Korea due to her publicised acts of heroism. Overwatch's heroes may be quite different individuals, but they all tell a similar story. The heart of this game is its heroes, and its heroes are all people who are willing to stand up for what they believe in. I should also point out that almost every single one of the heroes within Overwatch comes from a different country. Specifically, the Overwatch team was put together by the United Nations as a peacekeeping force for the entire world. As the world becomes continually more interconnected, it's not hard to believe that the future could hold more of a focus on international cooperation and global strategies. Overall, I think Overwatch quite accurately reflects our fears and hopes for the future. We're currently on the precipice of what could be a revolution in robotics, and many people are scared of what that means not just for industry, but also what position that puts us in morally. If these robots have equal or higher intelligence than us, does that mean we should treat them as people? And how much does our treatment of them say about us? In our future, we strive for peace, but so often in the past, efforts in the name of peace have usually escalated into violence. With modern society's long history of war and violence, some may find it hard to envision a future where they are but a distant memory. With this slightly dour outlook, it only follows that we should wish for heroes. And not just heroes in military and war, but everyday heroes. People willing to stand up, because maybe the only way we can guarantee a better future for ourselves is if we're better as individuals. Overwatch treads the line between utopian and dystopian. It portrays continued violence and fear, but more than anything else, it envisions hope. Thanks for watching.